Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to KRITZBERG for ETF2L Season 35 Division 2 game between BossBaby and KRITZBERG for defense. My name is Lucky Insight, I'm joined by ArchRythmn production and DuMmTm as my co-caster. How's it going, my dude, as we're in the mid-fight?
And it's over, because that was just really aggro by all of BossBaby. Just went deep diving onto enemy territory and just didn't give us any time whatsoever. Granted, mostly our fault, but still. They didn't want to waste any more time than they needed to, I guess. They want to start at 21. It's already past that anyway, and here we are, and we're already on to last. Of course, maybe just looking up to clean up anything that's spawning, and that's a lot of damage by Nico and DuMmTm there, as they're forgetting about an important detail, which is capping second. And that hurts the effect these devs have a little bit. Sure, it's still a lot of respawn time that they're having to take here, but it gives them a little bit of hope on the Polish side.
Yeah, it looks like they just want to camp this one out. They want to camp on this last day. I've got the Pyro out now just to shoot some of these pesky red players away, but it looks like they are going to be camping up the second point. The Pyro getting super aggressive. A nasty Reflect Rocket nearly coming out there as we have got even players on both sides, but the Pyro may have overextended here, bit off more than you could chew. Solo goes down as Nico finds that frag with the Sticky Bomb launcher, and we are now seeing the soldiers bomb across. They're just getting in here for free. They've been not bombed whatsoever. These soldiers just sitting on the high ground. Sebastiani now playing the point. Tons of cap time for the red medic there. Very well played from him as Grabo's got the saw out. Trying to find something here, but Bonkers needs a heal as they now pop out this red Uber as loads of time was spent from the blue medic with the saw out. Not enough time healing, and he's not going to have the Uber charge there to defend that point done.
Is very quick cleanup after this. Looked a little bit awkward while the spawn camp was happening, just purely based off the fact that sure you're spawn camping, but no one has heals. Anyone dying right now is just not going to come back anytime soon. And they managed to at least make the most of it, get the round either way. Quick start, and KRITZBERG needs to dig deep to not get overwhelmed by this again.
Indeed, we are now heading into the second mid-fight of the game after we missed the first one. Nico, already taking a bit of damage there early on, is going to require an arrow from his medic. Now getting spammed by the soldier as well, tons of pressure down on the demo, but we are seeing the first frag come out from Lame onto Midget on the wall, whoever that is, and we are seeing also red players getting taken down here as they are now getting chased out through lower. Scout nearly cratering there. Sebastiani does in fact get taken down from the road by Solar, as Nico also gets taken down by Solar on a 2k there to finish up that mid-fight.
Yeah, looks like the Poles have been able to bounce back a little bit here, and a strong mid fight to respond with. Gets the mid with a little bit of caveat there. Mool still alive, takes the fight on mid, gets Rad, blocks the point for a little bit longer here. Kind of stuck on the stairs. Bonkers doesn't quite get the kill, but he gets him out of there. Still, they just need to not even be bothered by that too much. Move from the back, it's on the medic, hits one, not a second one though. And yeah, this is exactly what I mean. They can't be too scared of that. They just need to pretend like they have mid and keep second like it is theirs already. They fall back with all of them on the point though, and that leads to people just flooding in here. Grabber gets forced relatively easy there. And Vonshu will die as well. Makes this really awkward, but with a demo kill, at least you have some ability to play back.
Yeah, no cap time still going on here, and they are finding picks here. The cap still not out for the blue side as the scout now walks on top of it. We've got a scout now flanking in behind onto the medic. Not sure why he's going for him. He's just used his Uber, and they still have advantage, so a bit of a wasted play there. As the soldier now comes in as well from the shutter and is going to eat a load of damage, receive an arrow from his medic as the cap goes through. And they are going to be able to hold this one the blue side, but a nice little denier there from Sebastiani actually to deny that soldier from coming through. Sebastiani now coming up trumps with his 100% Uber, things starting to settle down. And let's see if they want to use this advantage that they've accumulated.
Well, they already have players going into lobby, and catching both soldiers underwear helps a lot. Popping through top as well to try to chase some more, but nothing's to be found here. Everyone besides the soldiers plays is relatively safe. Without these soldiers though, they can't fight back immediately with this Uber advantage unless these players are spawning quicker than they are right now. So they need to wait, and the spawns have been delayed as well. This makes it relatively awkward. They're hiding in the corner here. They need them to approach. One already dying.
Yeah, they haven't, in fact, decided, you know what, I know what's going to work against the supercharge, a Huntsman Sniper. And that is going to mean there's no scout with the med. Sebastiani is going to die to the bleed from the sword of Radyup. But they are now collapsing nicely onto this toxic area right now. Both scouts trying to walk up. The Huntsman Sniper just peeking around that corner. Could be dangerous. Does find the arrow onto Solar and manages to clean him up with that one as the scout runs in to try and find the rest of the damage onto him. And another arrow kill coming out from Midget on the wall. Radyup gets taken down there. And they are going to be moving into the cargo area now just to see what they can find. But they need cap time dumb, and their medic, not getting picked up at all, is having to backspawn.
Alright, I think at some point here I need to clarify who's who actually, because there was a lot of time for us to figure out who's who just yet. I think mostly in the Polish side, everyone's who sailed it is besides Solar, who is Vonshu, probably a name many people are familiar with. And on the red side, it's a little bit more complicated because like half of them are having fake leaks. One of the scouts is Warhair, yeah, I can tell you that. In fact, the only one right now is Warhair, yeah. The sniper is Renhu. And the other soldier should be Mould, I think. Anyway,
And going into the mid now as Grabber gets bombed there, does get forced out there by the red soldier, but we are seeing a massive collapse actually onto the red side as they did lose Sebastiani, but as one scout left alive and a soldier left alive in towards Toxic. We're going to see if they want to try and make a play. Haven't been spotted out yet by the blue side as they are making their way now into second, and does get spotted out by the scout. Nice movement there from Warho, yeah, just to dodge a few of those rockets, but the soldier is still was still posting up, but did in fact get taken down there. He did get found, and red team have been forced all the way back to last 5 times on the cap for the blue side.
Alright, Ren spawning, Jake almost up as well. They will have people for last for sure, so this isn't something that the Polish team here can just force into last of the matter of just player ad right now. Wonshu still tries to by himself in lobby though. Only finds a rocket in his face, not much of anything happening with that in their favor. We'll have to maybe just make this with a 5 into lobby as well, which is really awkward. Ren on heavy right now, kind of being a thorn in the side, lots of damage. Jake and Dor waiting as well to just jump up. Doesn't have the opportunity just yet, or at least doesn't have the knowledge for it, but War Snipe in lobby gets one. They still want to just get in here with the ad though.
Yeah, it looks like they are just busting their way through. Sebastiani having to rotate into lobby. Good play from him just to survive this one, as he is just wandering around in this doorway trying desperately to see it. He does get the saw, in fact, to get his Uber charge up. Well played from Sebastiani. He didn't even need to pop that one out, in fact, because the heavy did save his life. So good hold there from Sebastiani to survive that, as one soldier does get killed there. I think that's, I don't know who that is, but... it does get taken down. Midget on the wall, in fact, finds Solar as the Poot is taunting in cargo. They are making their way in towards mid now as well, just to get some cap time already. They've got one soldier in behind, so let's see if you can find anything.
Alright, Heavy coming up with the rest of the combo, obviously capping. He's just patrolling the area. Bonkers behind, like you mentioned, trying to see if he can do something. They see Moer though. Mood, Nico both in the backline. Jake from spawn as well, able to just 2v1 the guy in cargo. Still going his way for at least long enough to get a kill out of it. So Bonker's not going home empty-handed just yet, but still his team is sitting there with this ad as the heavy push comes in, but the sniper finds the frag regardless.
Yeah, no worries there, ladies and gentlemen, as the sniper of Radjip does find the head of Sebastiani. We are seeing a bomb through from the soldier, but it doesn't land on top of a medic, does land on top of a 300 HP soldier. Nico going in for the bomb, huge damage onto Grabber, and he does hold on to that one. The heavy and lower, already half HP, is just going to get cleaned up here by the demo man on the blue side, and that is going to be a decent amount of frags going the way of the blue team. Nearly a full wipe there as Mold has made his way in towards lower, just to hide up there while the blue team get on towards mid.
A nice of Mool to have a profile picture. He never changes, so we can easily tell him apart.
Yep.
Anyway, though, yeah, he's behind, waiting for something. Single snipe on the point. He can fight that. He can block this cap. Hey, he's done it before. Ooh, that's the headshot rigging out for Red, not making it easy for him. And that means that the fight on second is just a little bit easier now that they don't have to be worried about that too much. Red caps the point off even if he were to die there, as second's now playable with Nico dying in the meantime too. They have an ad for last as well with this. This is maybe the redemption story from last time, where it just kind of was rushed so much with the decision-making they were stuck in.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually cling on to this one, as they now are coming up trumps with their Uber charge. Blue team maybe not understanding the fact that they were so close to Uber, so we have got one scout going back towards the point. That is dragging the entire Uber back, so no aggression going to be coming out, but nice movements here from the red medic in order to Uber his team. Sebastiani getting insanely low now, but he looks like he might go down to the blue scout as they are defending this one nicely. Sebastiani still low. The soldier, the demo man even tries to come in there, does try and go for a bomb, whiffs it, and Sebastiani manages to survive that last point. Good dodging from him.
Really, really unfortunate for him. He comes in just a tad too late. Still has the weak medic in front of him too. Sticky's falling short to reach the medic. Sap will live, and now it's just this big advantage to the red team again. Trying to be able to take this over mid. They're not fast enough to block these spawns though. Everyone's here, just spamming them out. War gets punished for overextending. Ren is still behind, and that is what matters here. He got the damage in. Soldier in deep as well. They might have not gotten him out early, but they got the pincer movement going just fine, and this seems to be all that matters. One shoot for the medics. Sap keeps one rocket, but only a single one.
Yeah, looks like he's going to surf back here in towards Toxic. Does get that pack though, so he's going to be fine. Nico now eating tons of damage, but does get rescued by the rest of his team. A nice little collapse there, as they are going to be able to take this midpoint away from the Poles. And they're going to make their way in towards second now. 2 forward spawners up as Grabber now back spawns. Wonder just eating that rocket there. Does go insanely low. Does manage to escape out towards last though, so he can heal up with his medic. Demo man now getting a forward spawn as Radjip is also in there with him. And looks like they are both going to back spawn here as they both go back towards the last point to try and mount some kind of defense. The red team getting angled up for an Uber.
Yeah, they need something good. And the fact that Wonshu, or was it Wonder? Wonder, right? Wonder spawned on scout there trying to save the medic means they won't have an Angie here. They need the sniper to hit something now, and that's not likely. Grabber barely getting to spawn, but the cap is slowly getting started as they keep pushing over. Double bomb in deep, trying to get the damage.
Yeah, looks like they can't really find too much here as they are getting all cleaned up now as the pause comes in.
Interesting. This is a very awkward moment to have a pause. The medic just died, so this push needs to work. They have weak plays in front of him, 2 really weak bonkers, as well as LeMay, probably just going to get cleaned up by that rocket, if not just by Ren cleaning up anyway. So their moment's pretty much a non-factor here. Pretty much a 3v3 fight. Comes down very much just to war-hitting shot there, because then it's just entirely on red, with maybe some heals at least, but against 3 people, it's so tough to win this fight right now on the Polish team. This is just disasters waiting to happen.
War holds W key into the soldier, and then the soldier kills himself with self-damage, right? That's what I think is going to happen. Soldier's going to kill himself with self-damage. The demo gets cleaned up by the rocket. The one scout that's left is going to get Timmy 2 shot by a midget on the wall. I think it's Renhoop. And they're going to get smacked. That's my prediction. And Grabber's going to feed. Yeah.
It's not feeding, it's trying his hardest to save the round, okay?
It's hard to do as a medic. Hard to do as a medic.
I mean, if one person always just like tries to get away with just backupping on medic, it's Grabber. He will always go for the backup, and people so often don't respect it, which makes it work so much more often than it should, honestly. But that's the thing, right? I mean, we hear it so often, right? If people get away with stupid shit, it's probably not stupid, and it's entirely on you to have lost to it, right?
Yeah. So, for ladies and gentlemen, for people who have just joined us, so this is ETF2L Season 35 Division 2, a Week 5 game between KRITZBERG for Defense versus B0SS B4Byz. I'm Lucky and I'm joined by ArchRythmn on production and DuMmTm as my co-caster. And we joined a little bit late into this game. They were already started by the time we started casting because they don't care about us.
Well, I mean, really, we were late, to be fair.
True. We were indeed.
What can you do? We definitely didn't have a warning that we should have been live sooner. By people, no, definitely not. We were just very prepared. Either way, though, we caught most of it, right? We just kind of, well, I mean, we saw the first mid fight, just like very rushed, I guess, but it was also a very quick one. So I mean, even if we had more time, that would have caught us by surprise either way with how quick that was, which makes the second mid fight even more surprising, to be honest. Which was just like a complete turnaround by the Polish side, just basically the same thing in the opposite direction, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So. The maps for this week are also Reckoner and Product, as we're seeing.
Yes, it's a delayed week 5. It's like a late week 5 game.
Yeah. So Reckoner was one of the maps that came into the rotation. I think was it last season or the season before that? Last season, yeah, it came back, and we were gonna have a new version, but now we are back onto the older version,
which is good in and of itself because apparently it gave time to the map maker to get some more stuff done for a new update, which apparently was well suited because the false one was weird. I think there was some like collision issues here and there that actually mattered.
Oh,
anyway, here's the fight.
Yeah, there you go. Does get the meat shot there as Rajab now trying to get on top of that point there, but is going to get just Scattergun back here, trying to take this 1v3. Good damage though. But grabbing out with the sword, does find the frag, but gets Boston bashing down, and that's going to be another round going towards the way of Boss Baby.
Yeah, 10 minutes into our lead. Not looking too bad just yet, as long as they can mount a better mid-fight than the last one. This is off to a hot start for the rest of the map here already. It's entirely onto the Poles right now to just be a little bit more consistent. They had, 2 opportunities into last? Both of them beat. This could have been an even game by now.
Indeed, it could have been as Nico's now making his way into mid. LeMay deciding he's going to go through lower, but Cargo seems to be the rollout of choice for the red side. The scout of Radyev trying to get on that high ground nice and early, but actually just falls down and is now on top of Sebastiani. As we do see the bombs coming through from the soldiers. Nico only just surviving there, doing a great job of living, but does eventually get pistol whipped down as the pipes come through. We are seeing the bomb through on the other side, however, from onto Grabber as they do take him down. Sebastiani is already out of mid, and he's going to be running all the way back here, but the chase is on from the blue side, it would seem. Just the demo man, though. So not too much. Actually, no, the soldier now bombing through towards Sebastiani. Sebastiani, he could surf here. Nope, just gets pickaxe down and perishes.
Really unfortunate, obviously, for the set of boss. Really nice on mid. I think Rad was just hiding like on the ground on point. Pretty much the entire time until the damage came in for him to play off and just picked up weak players really nicely there. That's where the pause happened as well. Wanda timed out. Trying to cap second, which delays it by not too much. Fortunately enough for the side of KRITZBERG, but they still obviously need to wait for that. Here was the pause, they get him back in the server. It's like it never really happened, and we can continue on like it's just fine, pretty much. This is like a very fortunate moment for Boss. Nico dying there, however, not very fortunate for the set of Boss Baby. Down hurts a lot. Was sniping aggressively, couldn't get a shot into lobby, just yet get forced back as well. That's just the excitement you have to respect in lobby, just on the fence there on last, seeing like half of lobby from high ground.
Yeah, it can be a very rough experience there if you're trying to hold lobby and that sniper does end up in that high ground position. So you need to be careful and watch out for that if you are the blue medic here, as he is just sniping right now in towards lobby, but not really finding too much. He is getting heavily pressured as the blue Uber now comes out. No headshots coming out from the sniper, so he does swap off immediately. The sentry gun, however, is up, only just getting pressured now. The pyro not doing too much to defend it, as he's still up on the pyro for some reason, just wandering around, not really doing too much, as the Soda does get taken down there. Nico, in fact, dying there, and they are going to be pushing this point heavily, but Bonker's getting low as well. But the Putis and the Uber is now out for the red side, and it is going to mean the blue team are on the retreat. But Sebastiani now running into lobby on his own, without the rest of his team in tow, really calling for it to come forwards. Do you see the Warrior scout running through there to find the frag onto Bonkers, and they are going to be able to claim the second.
That was so strange. They had so much time to do something the last, and they were just sitting there until they had to start capping point, and at that point, your damage towards point doesn't matter anymore. That had to be so much quicker. It took too long with the gun in the first place, like you mentioned. And it just made everything take too long as the push comes into mid. Again, they just kind of want to start pressuring from Toxic while everyone rotates behind them and get them pincered in. Jake dies for it. Wood gets the cleanup kill. Will end up on himself though. And they just rush the medic though. They see everyone's behind. We can just get the combo for free.
Yeah, they've been doing these drive pushes like over and over and over again, so they are just losing Sebastiani on most of these pushes as well. End up in even Uber situations and just manage to eke it out every time. But we are seeing the Cat now come out towards second, and Wonder and Grabber are already heading towards last. They just want to get this Cat. The Blue Soldier's also on that point there. We are seeing the bomb come through from Jake, but the Uber now gets popped out. It's Warher, yeah, versus the world. He jumps too high in the air, gets forced up by a scattergun. That's going to be a round for KRITZBERG for defense.
Yeah, really well done there. That was just recognition, right? Like, they obviously were thinking, oh yeah, the combos in Toxic, we just spam them back. But then they, like, the moment the flank started to make the move, and the flank was really the bulk of the team at that point, they just realized, let's just get the medic for free. Either we would dodge them and take the fight with the combo without heals, or we just get the backup, and it was clearly the backup the better choice here. They opted for that, and it worked just fine. Well done to the side of KRITZBERG.
It looks like they are now going for the right side. Both teams noticing that they want to go on this side. As you see the Blue Soldiers now come out with the bomb on towards Jake. They do take him down. Nico getting low as well. Does get cleaned up by Bonkers there. The rest of their damage. The the Red Scout tried to get in there on top of the Meg. Couldn't find anything. Was I've got Warher, yeah, running out through lower. It does find the frag onto Bonkers, but this is going to be a quick retreat from Red.
Yeah, it did not involve Sap dying though for the side of boss. Maybe that is really, really important. It will just slow down progress here. Maybe not quite into second. Spawns are barely coming in. Maybe not quite in time. Sap with a nice serve that saves his own life, most importantly. But yeah, they couldn't stop them from coming in here. Ren tries to just be brave, let's put it that way. But he was what really should have come in first place here. And it just means the scout's down right now. Jake gets caught as well. Sap on the way out couldn't save him. And there's already a cap on last in the meantime.
Yeah, this has turned into a complete mess from the red side. Not sure what the plan was there to just Uber out onto second, try and get something to happen, but they don't make it happen. And it is now 2-2 on the scoreboard, giving that one away for free, DuMmTm.
Pretty much. That was just very reckless, let's put it that way. Scout in first, and then they realized, oh no, we have people now, let's just actually do the smart thing. And then by that time it was too late. They couldn't even flash the guy in lobby anymore. And it's just over from there. They capped up in the first place on second, which probably should have just been prevented with the exchange in the first place.
Indeed, we have now got Nico rolling out on the left-hand side, and also Lame rolling out on his left-hand side as well. And looks like they are going to just be mirroring each other on this mid. The Soldier's now bombing through, as we've got one Soldier going back towards Cargo. Does kill himself with self-damage, as we've got Solo bombing through from Cargo into towards Sebastiani. Nice stuff from him to survive. Let's get on top of the pack in Toxic, as we have got Midget Camo Racer, #4, aka Jake, getting taken down there. Nice direct from the Blue Soldier there. Tons of damage on towards the Red Scout. There's going to be Sebastiani and his Renhoop left alive, as Renhoop is dragging them back. Grabber's chasing for Sebastiani. They are now going for a 1v1. Grabber finds the arrow. Sebastiani also finds an arrow, and he is going to be escaping.
That's what I mentioned, right? Grabber is like the only one who would go for the med kill there. Probably didn't even know that if there was any damage to clean up on the medic, but if there's a chance, he will take it. Meanwhile, Scout's obviously taking way too long with the Evo Scout on mid, so I can't really blame him too much, but it wastes a lot of time, and it will force a fight on second. This time, they got here before the cap on second starts, so they got the exchange out of the way early. Multi's trying to go behind, though. Nico barely gets flash in time. The Rat will die for his troubles, though, and no one can really save that from happening.
Yeah, nice little save there from Sebastiani on towards Nico. One down for each side. Scout down for the blue team and Soldier down for the red side. And it is going to be, they're just bullying through Toxic here. I'm not sure why you'd want to fight from that low ground there. It's just got Soldiers raining hell down from above. But we have just got Warher, yeah, running at them here. Sebastiani actually gets killed in the backlines. And we have indeed got one player left. I believe it's Renhoop, I believe. Yes. He's just trying to pistol whip Bonkers down here and actually just gets murdered Mold now coming in as well. They're just peeling one by one. And the pickaxe is out and does get pistol whipped down. And that is going to be basically a total wipe count from the red side. Only Nico left up here, but both medics did perish during that, so it's going to be even Ubers done.
That almost was, like, in theory, not bad by the red side here as well, I want to say. Like, Nico feeding into Toxic obviously look back, but the wraparound from the soldier behind just came in too late. That's costly. 2 down for 1 there. But yeah, they were just in Toxic too early with the combo. The flank was almost there, but not quite in time, so it would just devolve into a messy fight instead. Stuff like huge pincer maneuver. Heavy on point now. They don't want to let them get the space here with the Kritzberg as well. This could be rather awkward for one side or the other. We'll see how that pays off in the end, but they definitely will have Evo sooner, yeah.
Yeah, looks like they are building it very well right now. 81% up as Lame is now like barreling down on top of Sebastiani. Bonkers is now in through lower as well. Onto Seb, does get killed up by a sticky there. So this Kritzberg, they're going to be able to hold on to this one. Looks like they won't want to use it as the cat now comes through from the red side. It's going to make some, buy some crucial time here for the red side. Maybe to just get a sentry gun on last immediately as they have got 100% decide. Maybe holding this second. Not the best idea, Dom.
Yeah, Nico is only trying to get some traps out, but Wonder is aware of that. Cleans up one, the other one is clearly inside, I would say as well. Yeah, like it's that even. Nico just not even bothering with that one anymore, falling back to last. Like you said, gun is getting built. Jake almost up on last as well. They put a Paro to defend the gun. And last time that was good enough by itself. However, this time Seb has so much less able to work with as well. We'll see if it's enough again, or the whole side is going to falter here.
Here comes the crits. It is coming through. They don't find anything with it. In fact, they find Nico as I say that. They do manage to get it down. The laser beams are from the heavy. He's mowing people down right now and getting so much space. Not getting challenged at all by any red players. They don't collapse at all and they give that one away to Boss Baby. Very little defense coming out there apart from the sentry gun.
Yeah, they actually played with expectations 90 there. Last time the Pyro was just falling on the side, and what's the Pyro going to do against the Heavy? What is the Soldiers going to bomb into your combo going to do if there's a Heavy in front of it? So they just really played with what they knew were going to happen from last time and just played around it accordingly with the Heavy. Worked out surprisingly well here. Let's see if they can keep this up.
3-2 on the scoreboard as KRITZBERG for defense are managing to find their feeting in this game as they did lose so fast in the first round, but we've got the blue soldiers now bombing out here, getting so much space given to them by these red scouts, but the red scouts now actually barreling down on them as the bombs were a complete mess and they did actually fail those and they're all stuffed in towards Toxic. No actual frags coming out here for the red side, but tons of damage and enough so that they've managed to force them out of this mid-fight.
That will get them the point for sure. Few little players still have resistance here, and Zap is completely out of position. So far forward without much of anyone, and they clean out anyone that was trying to help there. And that just completely turned it around in the favor of KRITZBERG again. A few more people fighting. Nico at least gets straight out of it, but that's too little too late. Jake has the opportunity to do something. He hides in the corner as his option of choice. Wonka's careful about it though. Does not get surprised by that one this time around. Gets the kill there, and that will just completely turn this around. Just of like one lapse of awareness on the side of Boss Baby.
Yeah, that's going to cost them entirely here. What I'm thinking, by the way, watching this team, it's very reminiscent of Joan and Layla. Their kind of playstyle where you just...
Who else is playing tonight?
Absolute chaos mode. I don't know. Are they playing tonight?
Yes. This is like two games tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe they're just mimicking their playstyle. They're going absolute chaos mode, trying to get things happen left, front, and center, but not really working out for them as well as it worked out for Jonah and Layla during their run during Division 1 and 2. But they're now heading in towards the points. This Uber is popped out, but they're just going to stand on this point. No pressure coming out from the red side at all. Every single one of their players is in spawn. That is going to be 4-2 for KRITZBERG.
Alright, this is slowly turning around to be a great game for them. It's entirely up to the side of Boss Baby right now to just find some more consistency here. They always, like you said, want to go aggressive, want to just not wait too long to make something happen, and whenever it fails, it just obviously has such huge repercussions. They need to be a little bit more wary of the options they choose.
Indeed, we have got this mid fight coming out now, both mirroring each other on this mid once more, just waiting for the soldier balls to come through. Solo heading in towards Cargo there, getting a ton of room there as Mog goes in for a bomb onto Lame. Nice 100 damage rocket onto him, but he receives an arrow. Solo coming in from behind now. Skip jumps off the crate. Sebastiani is popped up into the air, and Solo actually being able to reload, but doesn't actually fire out that rocket there. Decides pickaxe is his weapon of choice, but doesn't in fact find the kill. And the med does survive, and we have got Grabber now running out with the rest of his team, but we have got Warher, yeah, he's on the chase here in towards the lobby, but isn't going to take that fight, just wants to survive here so we can start capping up second.
That is a strong response here for sure. On the only fawn on the side is this Uber being up on last. Nico a little bit early into lobby, hits the damage himself, so without even any backup just yet, so that's a free pick. trying to make something happen here. Grabber gets the E1 out, or they will have to play with this exchange in mind, but they will barrel forward anyway, and Grabber can hold this for so long. Doesn't have anyone to use it on quite yet. Lame is just far back in spawn. Still though, is this good enough for the side of the red team here?
Looks like War is actually still in last, and there's a ton of players actually trying to get into lobby here. They do, in fact, find a bunch of frags on towards the red side. There's just 3 left for the red side, but they are going to be now escaping back on towards second here. Solar just peeking that shot, see if he can find any room for his team, as they do have the player advantage here, but looks like they're just going to wait here. That trade didn't really go very well at all. Grabber, in fact, would have had a great trade for him at... What? Okay. War just gets absolutely spammed to death and dies. Bonker's now bombing it on top of Nico, finds a ton of damage there, but does get taken down pretty much immediately. We've got Rajip moving in through lower. This absolute chaos dump, as we are seeing the entire Polish side just decide that they're going to bomb through this choke. Sebastiani is actually on the low ground. They're getting in towards Grabber as Mod gets air shot there, getting in, but 2 kills from Nico. He stickies off the demo man. He gets pistol whipped down. Just Rajip left alive here. Sebastiani finds 2 swords to get his uber charge done, and they're going to start moving into last here as Nico now. He's just going to bomb all the way through towards that point. Bonkers whiffs his jump, whiffs the second jump, gets air shot by Nico, and that is going to be a cap coming out there for 3 dumps.
Well, if you already try to go face first through the wall, you better make sure that wall does not stand by the end of it, and there's nothing left here on the side of the Polish team. Well done. With just some nice damage, really. I mean, the spam was there when it was needed. The medic comes in clutch too, so everyone's doing really what they needed to do given the circumstances they found themselves in. And it's close again with only 6.5 minutes left here.
Yeah, they're doing a great job here, it would seem, and let's see if they can keep this aggression going. As we have now got both teams duking it out on each side of the mid, and looks like they are. Blue team is just sitting tight towards Cargo, playing very defensively. We've got red side moving very aggressively as Solar now goes in for a solo bomb in towards Sebastiani. A little set from him to survive that one, but Sebastiani is going to be able to just survive there. We've got Nico now just fighting on his lonesome towards Cargo. 2 players down for the side of the red side, 1 down for the blue side. We're now seeing Bonkers now bomb through to get some space for his team. Nico and Warher, yeah, now just fighting up against that one soldier. They do manage to take him down as Wanda now finds that frag. Nico getting pressured heavily and lower as Nico finds a frag onto Lame as well there on his way out of life. Into also landed a bit of damage on towards Grabber, but couldn't find any more clean up on him.
Yeah, that was a really split fight, right? With the players behind and the medic being chased by the blue soldier demo. And I think at the end of that, they were really afraid of the soldier behind on the Polish side. So it was like so split, and as much as they had player throughout the entire end of it, this like was just one good shot away on the side of B0SS to just be completely turned around. Soldier in too deep, maybe for his own troubles. Vonshu barely living that. Gets some backup now. It is technically a stalemate, but given how these team plays, I wouldn't imagine much longer. Mult already making a statement here. Does not get the force out. Grabber holding onto this, and Bonkers living up to his name there. Gets 2 for the price of 1. Will go down for it, but that forces awkward positions out of the red team here, and they will just try to exchange of it.
Yeah, this exchange is terrible. They're getting back capped and they drop 1 player. They drop Jake, but Sebastiani and his scout is now running out through lower. Sebastiani still insanely weak. They're just going to be running out towards last as the chase is in fact on the blue team. They know they're not set up yet. They're running in towards last, and there's an instant kill onto the red scout as Nico getting pressured heavily. Let's get taken down. These scouts are just barreling through. Glass cannons indeed in towards these red players. The bombs come through from the blue side. Excellent aspect from there.
Yeah, that is eventually the whole situation turned around. Just really off of their own exchange they wanted on the side of B0SS. It just did not work out at all, and they took just a very unfavorable fight here, and it turns the tides even more unfavorable in this game right now. 4 minutes left, 42 rounds minimum to get any points out of this match. It's gonna be tough for them.
Grabber with 98 points on the scoreboard. Let's see if he can make it. They're 100, already on 99 in fact, as we are seeing this next mid fight come out. But it looks like red side now wanting to go on the aggressive as they are going in towards that right side area. We are seeing the early bomb come through from Mold in towards Lame. Lame getting killed immediately on this mid. Solo now going for a bomb for himself on towards Nico, but Sebastiani gets taken down there. Looks like the next player up is Warha. Yeah, he does create on the floor. And we are seeing now Jake try and get forwards there with his original, not finding too much damage there. Just 1 scout left alive as Renu trying to help out his red soldier, and they do find the frag there on towards Bonkers. Going to be Grabber and Solar now on the grass against Wanda, and it is going to just be now 1 scout from the red side just to play against the entire blue side. He is only 83 hit points, 31, and does get arrowed down by Grabber there as he finds the frag, and it's going to be full uber advantage towards Grabber coming in for this mid cap.
That was a, for this game anyway, like super passive mid by the side of KRITZBERG. They were just sitting on their own hub the entire time, and while it started a bit bad with Lame just getting jumped immediately, they cleaned up everyone trying to just play aggressive here, and it worked out pretty well, like you said, with the only one standing at the end of the actual fight, being a scout, cleaned up easily. Mild resistance here, Jake can't find to jump on anyone though, that arrow barely missing him as well on the way out. Ran with not much of a sideline, can't stay there for much longer. Wiethoofd trying to contest the flank as well. A lot of things happening for Red, but none of them really mounting too much of anything, so the second point is pretty much a done deal as well, and it just comes down to 2 minutes 50, even a little bit more time than that. Spent on last, this is just not what you want to see right now in the situation that Boss Baby find himself in.
2 minutes 40 left on the clock, and they need to find rounds. It's looking more and more non-available to them, as we are seeing the Pyro come out here, but he's on the back burner. Finds the crit kill onto Radjip there as he turns it around to run away, as he is now running through. W+M1 engaged is going to be out of ammo here for Reflectors. The back burner, notorious for not being able to air blast for that long. And it's just going to be firing out a couple of flare gun shots as the demo man of Lame does get taken down there. Just get Timmy two-shot by Warrior. Warrior catching a rocket there. We're also seeing the bomb come through from the Red Soldiers. And they are going to be able to get on towards second. But Wonder in behind. Can he get this cap in time? He is on the cap. The cap isn't going to be in time, but we are seeing Jake bomb through. Does block the point and manages to get the frag onto him. And that is going to be a back cap attempt thwarted. But all the red team are dead.
Yeah, in the end, the last laugh goes to the Polish side here. KRITZBERG wasted so much time with any and all of that. Zap dying as well, obviously, hurts any ability to just play fast here, and this should maybe just stall for enough time to get this towards this time limit of 30 minutes with the lead still staying intact for KRITZBERG. It's not much more time left. They have the crits ready, and they just want to go now on Boss Baby.
Yeah, looks like they're just holding the W key and just essentially bashing their faces into a brick wall here, as they have got the defense set up from the blue side, and they're in position to receive this one. And the sniper not getting any room given to him. Nico now is now pushing really hard and just firing a bunch of stickies off towards Lame. Lame actually getting arrowed down by Sebastiani. Sebastiani finding the damage to kill him off, and Radjip getting heavily pressured by Nico. Does in fact get taken down there, and looks like they are going to be able to get this cap, but they haven't got enough time to think about capping here, as they've got to run all the way through, and I don't think they have enough time left in them to be able to win this game or even draw.
Yeah, it would be probably at this point a miracle if that were to happen, but appreciate the fight, and especially going into product, you need that sort of momentum here. You just obviously need to play like a lot more aggressive on product in general. Just need the ability to keep these fights going. So let's see if they can.
They crit screwed into last, didn't find anything. His grabber popped out that uber charge. The sticky actually would have probably killed him, but it was a nice little pop from him there. Mold does in fact die now. The backburner Pyro is in. W+M1 onto Radjip. He does find that kill there, so let's see if they can make anything else happen, but it's just 3 of them left. But, you know, worse things have happened in this game. Sebastiani, and they're heading on towards last. They are getting a bunch of cap time here. Sebastiani out with the sword in towards Lame, and get a ton of damage down as they do find these frags. Somehow, Solar getting super low. The scout also super low. Does get cleaned up there in the end, but we have got the rest of the red side now coming in, as Jake now looks like he wants to go for a bomb, bombing in towards the point, on towards Solar, gets immediately fragged. 14 seconds left on the clock as Nico now coming in as well to see if he can do anything, but it's not going to find anything. Bonkers and Radjip are going to flank him, and he is going to get taken down.
The match should spell the end to this Ragnar match. KRITZBERG coming out on top. A tough start for them, but they managed to pull through either way. And product's going to be a whole different story, though, I think. There was a lot of just generally decent fights going on, as much as some of them were like badly coordinated. Some of them were actually pretty nice, or just like timing was barely off from being amazing for Boss Baby. So KRITZBERG still has some work cut out for them going into the next map here, product.
Indeedy. I mean, that was a totally messy game. I think KRITZBERG for defense, they have a certain way that they like to play. They don't like try and conform to what the other team was doing. After those 2 rounds where they realized, these guys are just playing like chaos, we should just group up and just catch their players as they like aimlessly run into us. And that's essentially what they did there on Reckoner, and they managed to figure out their feating, got 4 rounds on the board, and then another round was reclaimed. They got another round on the board, so it's ending up 5-3. Just a good response there from KRITZBERG for defense, in my opinion, to start halting that chaotic aggression from Boss Baby that was very Joan and Layla-esque, where you just sort of run into them and see if you can just win on damage alone. And they did actually do it a couple times. They managed to get on to second from last just by using damage alone. They got some alright Uber trades sometimes, but I think the majority of their Uber trades that they took ended up in disaster dumb.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Like I said before, it was like this head first through the wall kind of approach. And sure, for a lot of it, that wall crumbled, but eventually it just stood tall in front of them, and they couldn't get past, especially like the second to last mid-fight, I think it was, where KRITZBERG just really figured out how they need to approach this mid-fight, like in a more defensive approach, to just get away with it just fine. And at that point, the donut was just complete. There was no coming back anymore, I think.
Yep, agreed. But now we are heading into our next map, where DM could indeed make a difference. We are heading in towards product, and I said to you last time, I'm going to start predicting that scouts, the better scouts, are the ones that are going to win. And I don't know which scouts are better, so I don't know how to predict this game. But I believe that I think that Boss Baby, they did a really good job on their DM. Actually, they were heavily DM favored, but once again, there does need to be some kind of organization though. It can't just all be DM on this map. But I wonder if the chaos from the Red Soldiers will be enough to stunt KRITZBERG for defense.
I can't say I watched much of Boss Baby this season. I didn't watch much Div2 in general overall, but the little bit I did see just earlier from their non-product is certainly, much like we said before, let's say non-traditional, oftentimes just trying to go deep and like organize with like a lot of people behind for like pizza movements, which, I mean, sure, you have people behind the product quite a bit, but not like, 3-4 people maybe to make a move. So we'll see if that sort of like unconventional thing can just be a surprise factor that works really well for them.
Yeah, we'll see coming into this game. We could see a couple snipers coming out here from both sides. I mean, they did have some convincing sniper gameplay in these games, and I did enjoy what they did. But there's one thing that needs to be feared, and that is the Mold Pyro. I don't think I've spoken about this before, but Mold, during that game, he pulled out that back burner Pyro and started fragging people with it. I don't really know what happened, but if he pulls out Pyro and product, could be dangerous for teams that don't know how to deal with it, especially when you're trying to repush out from your spawn. But sometimes it can be a pretty scary thing to have in general if you don't focus it down properly on product. And it's an unspoken and unwritten rule of product to focus Pyro if he is around, because it is actually quite a short-range map, apart from the high ground areas for sniper, and you can just turn around the corner, get blanked by Pyro or a heavy for that matter. So we could see it from either team here, just a bit of off-classing and see what they want to do. Maybe they're going to get creative with it.
I could both ironically and unironically see both teams bust out the heavy too, and especially if the pace of the game just goes haywire again at one point. I mean, we saw KRITZBERG pull it out at one point, just to try to defend mid as well as with the crits in mind as well to laser down people, and it did its job fine, right? People didn't really get past it too much. It just blocked people from taking space for free, and against an aggressive team, shutting down jumps easily like that helps quite a bit. So we'll see if maybe that comes out again on either side, really.
I mean, anything's possible. We didn't really see that much spy gameplay, I don't think. I didn't think we saw a single spy. Maybe we're going to see spies on this map too. Maybe we're going to see a Hammer Ham mini sentry. That's what I've called it from now on, by the way. The Hammer Ham mini sentry. He's played more engineer this season than any other player, I believe.
Every energy main that played sixes in the past hates you right now. Actually, no, you know what that would be? That's like a shout out to like what almost 10 seasons ago at this point. That's the lull tail. That's what got them into like some sort of low player position, I think. Way back when on process, I believe, as well. So they did it first. Unlucky Hammer. But here we are going into the mid fight with a heavy, it seems.
Oh yes, we are seeing some off classes. So welcome everyone to map 2 of this ETF2L season 35 Division 2 Week 5 game between KRITZBERG for defense and Boss Baby, as we are on Koth product. And we are making our way in towards mid. There is a Poot is coming out, something we talked about in the pregame there, as we have got Warrior getting very aggressive on the scout class, getting tons of damage down on towards Wanda, as an arrow comes out from Grabber to save his life there, but no pressure onto this heavy currently. He is just spitting out damage and totally ruining most of the overheals for the blue side. Sebastiani with a very nice surf there, managing to survive that bomb now. Is probably going to receive a sandwich from his heavy if he turns around just to throw it out to him. And looks like we are seeing the bomb come out from Mold. He runs the air shot to Lame and to take him down there, and is going to force the blue side all the way back towards their cliff. 6 times camp coming out from the red side, and this Putis is working out in their favor as the blue Uber now comes out in towards him. Sebastiani doesn't actually have this Uber yet to use, and now just finally gets it, and he is going to pop it out pretty much immediately, and they are going to be able to find this pickle to grab it, I think, as they do find him there. Nico takes him down with the sticky bomb. Nice little hold there from them as Bonkers bombs in, sees the Putis and runs away.
Yeah, and this is the expected outcome of this fight as well now. One true spawning with Sniper. Makes sense, but he's not protected there. Lame is the only one there. Will get the cleanup, but couldn't save the Sniper in time. And that, while the right idea probably against the heavy here to just safely take him down from back, and so at least get him weak for easy cleanup for the rest of the team. You can't just do it by yourself. You need the rest of the team to not be an easy target there yourself on the Sniper class. So this will take a little bit longer for them to start this fight off again well, because the heavy's still there. Even this is a non-Uber fight, only 5 people alive right now on red. They just can't do it without the safety of the Sniper to fall back to.
Yeah, Solar up on that Sniper class, putting some pressure down on towards this heavy. He's not going to be able to peek through, or he's just going to get creamed here. Nico gets cleaned up by a roller there. Nice damage coming through from Lame in towards their team, but nice bomb coming out there from Mold there on towards their team, and Grabber actually gets killed by that, as the red Uber now getting popped out there. Still, they have point possession so not too worried about this at the minute, as Solar did get low and had to move back there. Is heading back towards Concrete, as we have got the soldier of Jake just going to be retreating here just to try and escape the aggression of the blue side.
Ooh, it seems instead of trying to bomb the sniper, which wasn't working too well just now, instead Spice here. Let's see if that works better for Mool this time around, because Wonshu is going to keep trying with it.
Sebastiani got a saw. I don't know if you noticed. A scout ran in behind him. He sawed him in the face, and then the cleanup was there from the heavy.
Quick stab on the stairs. He absolutely destroyed Laveda, and that hurts quite a bit, both mentally as well as for the game position right now, because they don't have a demo man. What are they going to do? Just sit here and snipe? Sure, maybe, but with coordinated aggression, that's not going to amount to much either. Granted, with a heavy, the aggression is going to be rather slow, and they're getting punished for it a little bit at least.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing right now. They're deciding that they'd rather... Okay, they get a saw as well, as the spy comes in, but Grabner's there to turn around and saw him to death. As the heavy is, in fact, going to get taken down there. They're just deciding to do the equivalent of, let's all press kill bind, ladies and gentlemen, as they all get taken down there. Lame finds the sticky onto Nico to take him down. And this cap is going to be coming out from the blue team for the first time, but the clock is down to 56 seconds for the red side, so a good starting time for them.
Yeah, that is a hot 2 minutes to start off with. That is going to set you up well, assuming you come back to this point here. Sniper against sniper now. Jake finally switching off heavy, and probably for the better as well, because there we go. Heavy can't do just that. You do with the sniper from distance easily. You just need to be the better one on the field in that moment, and he's certainly putting up a performance just yet. Lamaine really aggressive here on the point. Doesn't have the beam before back. Will receive the beam just in time for the exchange here, though.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be heading back here. Sebastiani isn't linked up with Warhayer. Warhayer maybe overestimating it. Sebastiani manages to surf into the skybox there somehow, but does in fact drop down into a rocket and die. A little bit of a misplay from him there, but we'll just count that one on the books. He's had so many good plays here. Warhayer finally getting cleaned up there, but we're asking Jake walk forwards on the sniper class here. Just wants to maybe just suicide his life away. Finds the body shot there. Solar now dropping down there, having to fight against the soldier and a sniper. Does in fact escape there. Lame now getting really aggressive onto the sniper. Doesn't find the frag onto him. His sticky bomb getting destroyed in the air as the soldier did find the frag there onto him. And it looks like we are going to see a little bit of a reset here. A little bit of a weird skip bomb coming out from a red soldier there. And looks like they are going to be able to hold on to this point for the time being as Mold gets perished. And it's going to be a hold.
For now it is, with the sniper as well. They can't just sit there and take the long fight as well. Somebody needs to make a move here. The crit already getting built. Not anymore. War just with the flank. They didn't see it coming. Run with some bonus damage as well to just make that one easier. Might actually get one. No, he's the one getting taken out. He bonkers deep, and he will crash on the medic.
Oh, nice little play there from Bonkers. Sebastiani is so aggressive with these saws. He's like, I see enemy player, I pull out a saw, I kill you. And he does in fact get that frag, but to the self-damage it would appear, as the blue team now coming in through this cap. And they did manage to knock off a whole minute there, but getting close now as red side, down to 16 seconds on that clock. The blue sniper now barreling down from that rock, just like showing so much aggression from him, just deciding he's going to stay on that low ground rather than sniping from China, as Jake is now coming up towards there himself. Nico actually gets headshot there, and it looks like grabbing out, going to get bombed on, and Soda finds that body shot on towards Jake as Warhayer gets headshot. Sebastiani getting pressured heavily, gets body shot as well to get taken down. But we are seeing the engineer class, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even spot it. Sets up the level 2 sentry gun. It immediately gets taken down. The Engie gets destroyed. Their sentry gets destroyed, and that is going to be a great old F.
I think Mood missed the part where putting that thing up while you're pushing is probably not the best idea. So that won't quite work out, and it's better that it's gone now as well for the set of KRITZBERG, because with the crit streak they have, you don't want to waste your time dealing damage to a thing that won't take critical damage, with which is a sentry gun. So even better for them right now. They just will need to bring this down for another minute here.
They're keen for it. The Chris gets popped out. They're just firing it in towards these players. It could be huge. They take down 2 with it. And it looks like they pick it. Oh, he catches Jake with it as well over the wall. And they're shooting off on towards the engineer. Now they take down the sentry gun, but the teleporter now coming up for the red NG. Not in a very good position here, as it can get spotted very easily if a soldier decides he wants to get on top of that rock, as he is now going up there. And they find the scout of Warhayer as he comes through that teleporter. It looks like the engineer getting knocked down to the low ground there. Mold maybe trolling a little bit too much.
Yeah, he's just not really having an impact just now, and that hurts quite a bit, because they really need to get back to the point. Jake better start hitting his shots here. Oh, this is looking dire for the last few seconds. Wonshu certainly is. Nico going down. Now Demo Man into the final overtime will hurt quite a lot.
Yeah, it looks like they are just going to tick down this clock here as the Red Uber now comes out. Sebastiani did in fact survive most of that onslaught there, especially from the Kritzkrieg, but now Grabber up 100% Kritzkrieg on his side. They're all collapsing towards the point. The Kritzkrieg comes out, and the other is just sticky off this point with the crits. The Sentry Gun now up from the red side, though, covering that point, covering these players, but they need a player on the point, not a Sentry Gun, and that Sentry Gun is actually putting in so much work. That's genuinely surprising. As Nico now trying to do tons of damage to the team, does find loads of damage, but there's just no one on that point to defend it, and the Sentry Gun is null and void.
Yeah, that thing put in like no work this round, I want to say. And you can have 7 things dealing damage on the field, sure, with a sentry gun, but if it's still only like 5 people dealing damage, then that doesn't really add up anymore, does it?
Sentry Gun needs to be able to have a 4th upgrade where it grows legs and walks around the map so it can cap points. But now we are coming into our next mid-fight. Is currently 1-0 to KRITZBERG for defense. Let's see if they can keep this one up as they do find the first frag there on towards Jake with the sniper class, as both were off-classing already. And we are seeing now a ton of damage now on this connector area towards Radyup, but looks like there's better aggression coming up from the blue side right now. They're getting free space here to land damage down as the entire red side are grouped up behind this rock here. They are still, in fact, up on that Kritzkrieg, as I did see the beam particles there and didn't even look at the match HUD there for whatever reason I was doing that for. We are seeing now the bomb now come out from the red soldier in towards the scout. Pickaxe is already out as he misses all those rockets on towards him. Bonkers finding a frag now in towards Jake also, and they are now coming through with this Kritzkrieg. Sebastiani finds that Uber though. They do manage to save everyone. Grabber now, nice from him up towards the high ground there. Can he survive? Does get taken down eventually from the rockets there of, I think that's War, who's moved on.
Huge bomb by Bonkers as well, just on the point immediately, knows where the medic is, sees the beam and just completely bodies him in the head with 2 rockets. No ability to serve that one away as well, so both teams with the med kill here making a huge difference. Cap still not on the way though, and with no players up really just now, it's not like we can really stay here much longer as well.
Cap's overrated, who needs it? It's the only way to win this game, ladies and gentlemen. You need to stand on this cap in order to win this game, and looks like they are now getting it eventually. Jake now up on the scout class as Warhay, yeah, has flipped onto soldier class. Could be a little bit more dangerous. Nico now getting pressured heavily, does get eventually taken down. We are seeing the bomb through from War. Doesn't find anything there. Mold now trying to get some space for his team as well. Is going to get pressured back by that scout, and looks like they are just losing players here as Sebastiani is just behind house now with the rest of his squad. Into Bonkers with a bomb through into what? Oh my god, the rocket from Bonkers takes him down there. Incredible shot from him to kill the medic and the scout. Oh my god, resetting this game completely as KRITZBERG for defense have in fact got their Kritzkrieg in towards Grabber though. Doesn't find the second rocket. He's juking on this high ground and crits and drops the crits as War, yeah, finds that frag onto him. Holy god, dumb.
This is certainly a game that's delivering something, alright. And they want to keep on delivering the damage on Boss Baby. They want to keep fighting, but Jake just 2v1 immediately deleted between 2 scouts. Nico cleaned up with it as well. The fight's not going the way they want to, and Mood's not hitting his shots either just now. Will get cleaned up as well. Big pipe there, not quite hitting the damage. But Sepp eventually will eat the pipe in the face. Run with the attempt to clean up there, might just clean up the damage on a demo eventually, but the cost of the medic's life, that's not good enough.
I don't know what happened to Boss Baby, but I feel like they need an AMS dribble bib right now, because they're just like dribbling all over the place, unable to find anything. Nico is dying way too early. In fact, he just got headshot then and now has to move all the way back. Didn't keep his crit heals or anything, and they're just going in one by one, dying, not getting any point presence or doing any kind of coordination. They're just praying that they can raw out DM, as they have in fact got Mold up on the Huntsman sniper now. They've decided that the sniper rifle with bullets isn't needed when you can have arrows that do just as much damage. 2 players, so they've got War bombing in behind now, trying to get tons of space for his team, but Grabber now coming 85% with the Zuba. War now bombing through in towards Grabber, finds a nice rocket and a direct on towards Wanzu there, and Grabber now getting pressured all the way back there towards the pack, but does survive. Jake pressuring the point heavily, but Sebastiani is going to escape there, as that was a 5-man sack in the end.
Yeah, at least the bat got out. That's like the only thing you really want in this kind of situation. Obviously no one beam on the beam for Sepp for a little while. That means they still wasted some time. They could have done better with on somebody building a spawn with him, but here we are. They're back in the field. They should know it's crits as well, and having Super almost up and running, you probably just want it in the first place right now. But Sepp gets bombed by Bonkers early. Hits these rockets have been before, will keep doing so, and that's the takedown before they could get the Super that they desperately need.
Kritzkrieg comes out from the red side, but we are seeing Mold goes in and kills the demo with the cookery out there. That was incredible from him. Found the short range arrow, and also we got a bomb on towards Grabber. Grabber with a nice surf again. Manages to survive there up on that cliff. Great from him. Well played.
That will be huge as well. Otherwise, it would have been like about even, right? With the frost coming out. So Sure, KRITZBERG obviously makes it a little bit different, but now they just have to keep up and running for this final overtime. This is where you need your heals. You don't want people to die now. And they certainly are not looking to be dying, and that is 2-0 match point for KRITZBERG.
Indeed, a little bit of a mess coming out from Boss Baby. They had a good starting round, and now they're just throwing it in the bin dump, and I'm not sure what to make of it, other than an actual throw and that they are trolling.
Ooh, but here comes the Wiethoofd demo again. They started off the season with him. Looks like he's back. Looks like they decided, no, we want to finish this off proper this time around.
Looks like they are making their way into this fight now. We are seeing a sniper of Solar up on the blue side and a sniper of Mold up for the red side, and they are now just counter-sniping each other. Bonkers getting taken down there as the starting frag. Nico actually in behind onto Solar, does find that frag there. We're seeing the red soldiers bomb forwards on towards these players. Lame getting taken down, Grabber getting forced into a corner as looks like War now bombing forwards, getting loads of space on the cliff, but not really finding anything else. As Grabber now coming out with his crit scree, is 100% on that one, so let's see if he can find anything, as Sebastiani only just getting 85%, but having no demo now to use this onto could cost them, because the soldier crits is very difficult to get across now on this mid, as Sebastiani does find his Uber, as the headshots are ringing out from Solar, doing so much work. The red Uber comes out, but Sebastiani is like not connected to Jake, and does indeed lose his life there. Body shot coming out onto the red demo while he's Ubered, and the crit screen comes out as well. It's a disaster for the red side as Bonkers finds the frag to Sebastiani and Craters, and Grabber now, as he did get forced out with that crits, and they are going to be able to reclaim this point from the red team.
Somewhere in the middle of that, War also just out-DM'd the scout in the middle of the crits fight, which is just incredible. It gets him this opportunity on the medic. Grabber gets one. It's the second one. He could not even require for this, but he sure as well takes a chance to just clean up even more. Takes down 2 for his own life, and that is good enough to keep this point in up and running for the side of Boss Baby. And we ask questions, how much can you throw before you just shadow him yourself too much? And I mean, the answer is just about this much, maybe.
Yeah, maybe War has taken out the whip, the Kado whip. He's like, right boys, we're not losing to these Polish people, we're going to win. We're going to catch some W's. That's exactly what they're doing now, as they have managed to get a whole minute down on this clock with barely any contention. And looks like Bonkers is now moving forward in towards the red demo man, getting a bunch of pressure there. Going to be bombing on towards this rock. The scouts are not able to come forward because of this. Jake getting killed in the air there. And it is going to be Warhair getting pressured heavily on this connector area. Looks like, okay, Sebastiani finds the sword. This man, like I said before, he just likes bringing out these swords. He doesn't care about this person. Oh my god, Solo with the air headshot. That was incredible.
Wonder cleans up one as well with that, and Bonkers with the attempt on the medic finds a small opportunity there, not good enough to get through to the medic. So in the midst of all this chaos and these insane plays there, Bonkers with another body shot into Mule. It's not good enough to kill the medic, and Seb will use his Uber now. Jake coming in here, they want to clean up some kills.
It sounds like the Red Scout is screaming, running in towards Grabber here, trying to find the kill onto him, doesn't find it, but Grabber now has 100% crits Krieg, I think, as they are just popping out this crits once again. Lame getting a ton of, looks like he's trying to get a ton of damage down, does find Sebastiani with the one sticky he does get off before Grabber gets perished there in the corner. Also a body shot out from Solar onto War, does find that frag too. And it's going to be a bit of a success coming out from the blue side there, all in all.
Yeah, it might have been a strong few seconds there by the side of Boss Baby, but it looks like that was like the wake-up call the Polish team he needed as well. KRITZBERG just woke up. Vulture is hitting his shots. Bonkers had been hitting stuff all day. The Scout certainly delivering as well now, so everyone's just firing on all cylinders. Lame trying to zone people out before they can come in here as well. The bomb's coming in high though, they need to be aware of that.
Grabber has eaten a ton of damage here, and Nico is in behind him as well. Getting a ton of damage now, Nico, on towards Wanda. Does manage to find that frag. Bonkers with the cleanup there onto him. He did deal a ton of self-damage. Rajab now trying to fight against the Fat Scout. Doesn't find anything there. Fat Scout did! Does find another frag! He's gone on to Lame! Boxing gloves are out! He punches him to death and pops him down. And Sebastiani gets headshot there by Solo as he's too far forward. And it looks like we have got the Fat Scout running forwards to Grabber. Isn't going to be able to find that frag as he now runs away.
There was this old saying of like, hey, this is strategy about like 5 people playing well coordinated and then your flank scout can do whatever they want. I think they took that part a little bit too literally, because Mule's just having the time of his life on heavy and goes completely unpunished so far.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be running forwards here on 150 HP. Doesn't care. Now gets baited by his soldier, unfortunately, as he bombed through there. Grabber, in fact, does get taken down there as they bomb coordinated into him. And they have got this point capped out currently, so they can bait them all the way back here if they want to. And that is exactly what they're doing here. But it looks like they've cottoned onto that, and they are just going to be capping out this point now. Solar with a ton of room, sniping from boxes.
Yeah, like you said, they don't need these kills that need much more desperately at this point right now. Obviously, a medical kill is huge, but not if you're fighting the sack and still not capping the meantime, so they take the safe option here. Soldier behind again, Nico just trying to drag people back. It's Rad trying to get them, but not for too long. They just want to play safe in the front lines where they know there's a full combo, there's a heavy coming towards us as well, which Nico takes the opportunity to, comes back around, gets one two pretty quickly.
It looks like they are pushing super hard right now onto the blue side. They're getting forced out completely. Fat Scout trying to take a 1v1 with a normal Scout. Does in fact win that one. But gets insanely low. He's going to need to receive a couple arrows there in order to survive. As we have got now Red Team up with their Uber Charge available. And this Fat Scout shouldn't be working as well as it is.
Well, I mean, even at the beginning of the game, the heavy was like something that really worked. Sure, that was just with the minigun more so than anything and just the night people, but still, it's just so much more damage you will have to deal at all times on KRITZBERG. It just is that bit more work that has to be done at all times. So as long as Mool just keeps himself positioned well and like in positions where he can play around the medic more, can get these arrows at all times, it makes it even more difficult to take him down.
Indeed. We have now got a pause stone. It's going to be interesting to see if Blue Team can make anything happen. 85% back on Uber Charge now for KRITZBERG for defense. They've decided that the Kritzkrieg wasn't working, and they decided they want to go for a different strategy. Do you think this is the angle that they should be taking?
I mean, the Kritz really was just like more miss than hit, I want to say, overall. So I can certainly see this switch paying off well. Once the pause ends, they still need 15% more. It's not much, but like this one pipe connecting here that's flying Grabber's way alone could just be a deal breaker already. If like anything else comes through, no one's close just yet, but you never know. Reaction time could just not be there for like any second attempt coming in, even if he has to at that point on Grabber.
Yeah, it looks like it could connect with the soldier behind him, maybe. The pipe that's in the air. Unsure, we'll see. So, yeah, looking out here, we've got Solar up on the sniper class as well. If he peeks from lower cliff, he can probably get a good angle here on towards the red side and might be able to find the head of Sebastiani here if he can get that wide peek, because he hasn't been cottoned onto yet, as he is still hidden behind that rock face there. But we've got Nico actually in towards the right-hand side, going to be probably flanking all the way around, as he is not being pressured whatsoever in the entirety of the blue side up towards that cliff area. So he could make something happen as well. Could bomb in behind on his own to make something happen potentially here. Maybe.
We'll see, we'll see. First of all, actually, I should have done this a second ago already, is trying to figure out what was the cause of the pause. We'll see in a second. It shouldn't be too difficult.
Oh, we are now live once again.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, Reduga decides it's going to get popped out here in towards Lame. They do take him down there. Grabber getting pressured heavily here as they are now moving forwards on towards Raja. But Grabber actually managed to surf out nicely and does manage to escape. But Bonkers currently in behind. Hasn't been spotted. Could make something happen here as the fight continues on the far right side. Nico getting taken down. The bomb comes through from Bonkers in towards Sebastiani. He finds the frag there on towards the medic. And also the blue Uber getting popped out as well. The medic getting chucked into the skybox here as he does now land on top of that point there. Tons of cap time coming down there. Jake getting pressured heavily towards that point. They're going to be able to cap this one out now for the blue side. Not sure how much time is left on the clock.
40 seconds and overtime for the red team. So they just pulled the trigger early on the sort of execution goal, right? Where you just go in, get the kills, and they won't spawn in time for a second attempt on the point. But they barely did with the Uber as well. Were able to get back on point before overtime came to be too much. And here we are. It's one more time, 20 seconds, as the fight will have to start any second.
Yeah, it looks like Solar is getting a bunch of space for his team there, bombing through. Lame now getting pressured heavily once again, but it looks like there is going to be some cap time coming out from the red side. The Fat Scout is on that point there. It's heavily overhealed right now, but getting pressured heavily as well from those blue scouts. They do manage to take him down eventually, but it looks like there is enough players on the blue side dead. One scout in behind currently, and they are going to be able to cap out this point here. And that is going to be a W coming out from the side of Boss Baby, showing signs of life in this game.
Yeah, so far and no further is how long this Polish team is supposed to go with their ability to play in this game, but it's gonna be a close call once again. I think if this is the best they can play now, if this is what it looks like when they pull themselves together, then this could still be a game they go empty-handed out of.
Potentially, Thazu actually came into this game to replace one of the other players, so let's see if that makes a difference in this game. And they are now heading in to this mid-fight, as they are now fighting tooth and nail here to clean up the blue side, just bombing directly into them to get kills here. And they do find a bunch of frags there. Solar now sniping from the right-hand side here, just trying to find something. Does find one, but not going to find anything else at them.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, Moncho obviously timed out first map already, so at least they found a replacement quickly and don't have to deal with it even more. It's like the worst case scenario, just timing out time and time again. Let's see how much it hinders them though, or if it's just like something they can play with regardless. Bonker's trying to go in the back lines. See if they can play off it, but the damage is there. The force comes out on Eva's side. Will have to be an Uber fight, it seems. Bonker's going down in the back line to make this a little bit more awkward. They don't have the like unknown fact on the back line. Right overextending for this exchange as well. Not looking good for KRITZBERG here.
Yeah, TF2 currently on that high ground now, getting pressured a little bit by the scout on the low ground as he does find that pick onto Lame there. He's just dumping forwards. Mob doesn't give a crap about these blue players. He's just running directly into them here. And we have got Jake now trying to take a 1v1 versus Bonkers. Bonkers just deals self-damage there. Mob comes in for the cleanup along with the red demo man. And they are just going to be killing TF2 on this cliff area. Lame, the only survivor. And looks like it could be a forward hold coming out from the red side.
Yeah, everybody's more or less in position. Combo right, demo left, has a scout with him to protect Cliff. Let's see if they can get through this. Vazu still inside for the crits is in effect as well soon enough. And they're just trying to bust through here, but it's not working too well. They weren't expecting it at all. 3 down already.
Yeah, it looks like they're not busting this very well. It's just Grabber and Lame left alive, and they are just rushing into the spawn area on towards Lame and Grabber. They do take him down, and Wiethoofd is sticking the spawn doors. BM, and they do find that frag as well onto Wanda, pressuring heavily onto the spawn door. Find another frag onto TF2 as he opened the shutter there and got cleaned up by a rocket. The Pyro now out, going to be air blasting these stickies and the pipes away. The red team going to back off.
Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. This didn't used to be a spawn camp stream when Wancho was still here. Jokes aside though, this is tough to get through, right? If they just can't take so many liberties and get away with it all, you need to just really think hard about how you approach this right now. What is your best option? They're falling back a little bit on the forward hold. It's really just like a forward-ish hold right now. And eventually gets them through, but they still have Zuba to use. This could just be a big bait as well.
Yeah, Sebastiani just looking he's going to sit back with the rest of his team. Wanda now getting in on top of them. Does have to pop of that Uber as a ton of damage was dealt towards the blue side. Ranjip now just trying to escape with his fellow scout there of Wanda, but does get cleaned up in the air there as he finds Nico there. But they lose 3, and Grabber now is 100%. KRITZBERG, in fact, he wasn't on Uber dumb, so let's see if they can make anything happen with this crits. It can be hard to push out with the KRITZBERG on a forward hold, unless of course you go from main, but it looks like they're going to be backing up here with their medic, maybe understanding that Grabber might be on KRITZBERG here. TF2 still sniping, and looks like it's going to be Mold getting caught out there in the house area by the soldier and the scout combo, and they are now coming through here with this KRITZBERG. Lame just peddling stickies onto the red side, not finding anything with it really. Okay, finds one as I say that. Maybe it's Caster's Curse as Jake gets taken down there. It's going to be Nico now trying to retreat onto this cliff area, but we are seeing the blue team cap out for once with 10 seconds left on the red side.
Yeah, 10 seconds is barely anything. They barely need to camp this back up and they can call this a day for the round. Let's see if they can get back there though. Obviously we'll have crits, Uber before the crits quite is ready. So that is really nice to have. This will just give them the ability to just take a very favorable fight. They just really need to make sure that things die with this.
Yeah, they need to make sure they get the right angle, and the one thing that they're not doing is committing the whole team to this KRITZBERG, but enough about that in a minute as red side do pop out the Uber. Looks like they're not finding too much with it. Maybe going to find Bonkers here with this Uber charge. They're not totally lost there as Rajip now just on the far left side is just going to be chilling out on his own as he is now spotting that they need to get towards this point. They do come out with the KRITZBERG and they don't find anything to begin with. Grabber gets taken down immediately and it's going to be a nice collapse coming out from the red side. Doesn't matter if Sebastiani dies here. Not sure what the scout's going for him as he needs to get on that point and kill Fragging classes, but they don't find anything. It's going to be another point here for the side of Boss Baby.
The rotation just took so long by KRITZBERG, and everybody on the other side had enough time to realize it's happening, get the bombs ready, and like you said before, the KRITZBERG couldn't get anything up. They shut it down in time, and Grabber not living for any amount of time in this push, so good recognition on the side of Boss Baby. Gets them into a 2-2 scoreline here.
Yeah, looks like Warher, Whip is working, and Lame now getting pressured heavily at the start of this mid as Wiethoofd deals a ton of damage down towards him. We're also seeing the bomb come from Rajip as Rajip is up on the soldier class right now. TF2 now pressuring on that scout class on towards the red demo man. He's going to be getting a bunch of cat time here as they have got this point cover basically in blue players. Sebastiani getting weak. Nice catch on the rocket there from the demo man. He may have actually found that frag if he didn't catch that one, but loads of pressure from this blue soldier all the way into the spawn. Doesn't find Sebastiani, does find the health cap, but only just there to survive there. But red team getting pushed all the way back into their spawn.
Yeah, they've gotten this far. They still need to go a little bit further to actually get some points, or some good points on the board. Obviously 1 point already secured, but 2 is all they can get now with the crits coming in. That cuts that one shot immediately. There we go, Bonkers to rule to snipe with the sticky onto the medic as well, and another one on the wall as well. just to say goodbye to any hopes they might have had. Let's see if they can follow through with this. Still a lot more time left to be played here, but now, if it starts well, why not do it again? And in fact, actually no, never mind. Grabber, he ever so often does it, just uses the crits to steal away the other medigun.
Yeah, it's a good little play from him, because now they don't know what they're going to be on. They're probably expecting a crit streak now, but when that Uber comes out, they'll be hella surprised, as they are now bombing players through. Wonder getting taken down there, but Lame getting pressured, is going to get taken down there in the air. Ton of damage coming down on top of him. Thouser getting pressured as well. Grabber gets taken down eventually by Nico, so the minigun switching shenanigans are going to be in the bin, but Bonkers now getting pressured out of the cliff area. And they are going to be able to reclaim this cap for the red side, getting their first couple seconds down in this game.
Maybe the threat of the crits actually hurt them a bit there as well, because obviously with crits at, you kind of have to act fast on B0SS side, so needless to say, the bomb for the medic was there immediately. Works out just fine. Rotation here with the spawns from Connector into the point immediately back. Want to take the fight, want to get the force out of Zap, will get their wish granted. Let's see if they can get grab out of this one though, because they really need to be so weak. Scout chasing, Jake gets juggled, can't get through the door. Grabber barely hanging on to life there, but that might make a lot of a difference here. Bonkers even hits that in the end.
Bonkers actually finding that frag is so big, actually, because it means that Sebastiani isn't going to be able to catch up with any amount of Uber charge. They're going to be able to work with 100% here, and we'll probably get this point for free off the back of it. But Post being rained down on top of Grabber, one scout of Mold does get in behind, but eventually he gets taken down. But two players down for the side of the red side also, not having their DuMmTm available. These bombing soldiers could be a bit of a threat here, as they're not going to be able to space deny. They're now running forwards onto this point, Sebastiani, and they actually force out the supercharge. Very interesting use there from Grabber. Could have probably dropped that player, but they do actually have to pop that one out. And they're going to be able to recap this point, but it's basically even clock time here, and Sebastiani is actually going to have ad.
Yeah, it's not much though. It's barely, not even 10%, so maybe that's why Grabber decided, no, it's probably fine if we use here would not have any noticeable disad. Crowd dying early though hurts a lot there. Play it down straight away means that it's just so much easier to play over point, no spam by one solly already. Makes this a little bit easier. Nico even takes advantage of that on the flank, so they make as much use of this as they can. Nico juggled around for his troubles though quite a bit. Still damage is there, and they just force them further and further back with what they have left alive, and this is slowly but surely just getting a cap to the side of the red team.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of pushing off of this damage here, as Jake gets scatgun back here, bonkers him with the bomb with Rajib on towards Sebastiani. Sebastiani living on a slither of HP once again. This guy just doesn't want to die, apparently.
I can't blame him with full Uber, that would hurt a lot to himself and the team, so it's much better just keeping that one for when it's really needed. And right now it's just wasting a little bit of time before Grabber will have his, and at that point it's still on the blue team to really find an answer to yourself, sitting on a point with the full medigun, waiting to make a move.
Looks like they're just going to Uber directly into them here. They don't care. They Grabber actually gets taken down there. Oh, and that's very unfortunate. Didn't see the soldier bombing around the corner. Just gets dropped there. Very unfortunate from him. Bonkers now getting on top of Sebastiani. Doesn't actually kill him there, but it doesn't really matter. He just used that the Uber charge, and they're going to have slight disad coming into this next point here. It could cost them in the long run, but I mean, they're going to be able to hold on to the point for the time being.
Yeah, it might hurt in the long run, but they still have to get into the long run first of all. Bomb by War might just not let that happen. This is the last rocket there that could have done something. No, Grabber is nice and healthy. No threat for that one. So they might get there. They're slowly getting towards point. No Devilman to be seen just yet. So far back, Ren already stand back. Nico gets the kill though. Wrap around on the rock. The damage isn't there. Ren was missing so much. The scout was so far back as well. Can't head out of this too much on the bomb by Nico.
Oh, Thouser gets Timmy two-shot by Jake, though, and Jake does some full damage there as he eats a rocket from Bonkers, but Lame getting pressured really hard here by Wiethoofd there, and he's down to a very small amount of HP, down to 80 HP there in the end. Bonkers on this rock, pressuring hard on Sebastiani. Sebastiani, once again, insanely weak. The blue Uber having to get popped out here. Sebastiani needs to get the hell out of here. He's got 80% left on his medigun to build through, and they do currently have time advantage still. And they are about to now pull up with the super. 90% for the red side. Let's see if they can do anything with this dome as they're heading in through underneath this bridge. And they are going to be able to pop out the supercharge pretty much immediately in towards Grabber. Can they find the frag onto him? It's very crucial that they find this. They're now chasing with a scout into the spawn. They're getting on top of him. Jake finding the scat gun shots. And can they finish him off? And he's insanely low. It's a beef. It's a beef done. They don't find the kill.
Bonkers and Raj just barely come in though from, I think, all the way or somewhere on the point and on spawn as well to just barely save his life. That could be the difference maker here. Bomb in by Nico. Speaking of big difference makers, eventually gets the kill, and the late dash might actually be even worse. Sap's up now. They will have the time to let them cap here on Boss Baby. They will have add out of this and combined enough time to get a Uber as well if they chill a little bit. Mule maybe not wisely opted to try to block the cap. That doesn't really need to right now. Obviously realized too late by this point. Bonkers with the kill attempt onto Sap does only get one good rocket out of that one. They will have the seal out for second, and they will have Uber the entire time in this overtime right now.
Yeah, blue side a little bit scattered right now. They're going to have to pull their stuff together if they want to try and get on top of this point here. But Nico jumping away half HP. Sebastiani just trying to heal up his players here behind this rock. And getting pressured really heavily now by the demo man. And the scouts now moving forwards on towards Jake. But he's taking that 1v2 nicely. He's actually managed to survive this. Why? Yeah, dealing a ton of damage walking forwards. Finds the rocket onto Thazu as it was direct into his face. The dude caps this one out. This could be a W for the side of Boss Baby. They cap it out from under KRITZBERG's feet.
2 fallen points in the end. To still technically the side of KRITZBERG, but I mean, by technicality, that's still kind of a tie. Really, just a bad tie, if you want to put it that way. So yeah. Again, I mean, we learned how much can you get away with before you have to start trying your hardest again. They are tiptoeing with the line right now, and KRITZBERG just barely wasn't able to punish him for it, but it's gonna only get harder going into playoffs, I guess.
Indeed. I mean, I think Boss Baby had what it took to beat KRITZBERG for defense, but the heavy amount of memeing maybe cost them quite a lot in Reckoner and on product to begin with.
Yeah, speaking of heavy, I mean, that one seemed to kind of work. Everything else was like much worse, so like the just normal heavy, shotgun heavy situationally was okay. The just heavy was actually pretty decent, I want to say, but everything else around it obviously just not well suited for anything.
Yep, we haven't got logs now, so we've got some numbers to look at, Dom. So, looking at the damage stats, we have got a Soldier of Warhayer coming in with the top damage in this game, something you probably expect coming up from him, going 32 to 27 in this game. He did put in a lot of work, actually. He was doing so much towards the end there. He hit a bunch of nice directs back on towards that point there, and pushed them all away, so much so that they were able to pressure them off the point and cap out from under their feet nearly single-handedly.
My man of the match is still Bonkers. He hit some insane stuff.
Oh yeah, totally agree. Bonkers played out of his mind this game.
Almost top frag.
And the last game.
Surrounded by, well, scouts and, you know, a player that also played scout for a little bit at least. So that's that. But yeah, that was just like a really insane performance by him, I want to say, this match. Not quite enough for the clean win, but I mean, Div2 tables are already a mess, regardless, so like anything helps you get towards playoffs, I think, at this point.
Indeed. So that's, I think, is that all? Are we done?
Yes, this was the match. The other match finished as well. For those curious, that was selected against Phenomenal. That was 4-2-3-1 in favor of selected, so the first, like, proper 6 points or the proper, like, loss, really. The first match where Phenomenal didn't get any points. Selected still keeping up the perfect streak so far, I believe. So they sit at 18 out of this week, and everything else should be updated, I think, in the tables already, which is pretty quick, actually. So KRITZBERG with 13, I believe, and Boss Baby with the 10. And 6 teams are still in Div 2, and 4 of them make playoffs, so only 2 will go home empty-handed. And we already know one of them, I believe, pretty much is Land. They have one more game, they can reach at most 9 points, and they would have to get over 10. So, I mean, it's really just 5-team race towards playoffs. And the one with the hardest, I think, approach is Golos Kingdom. Of the ones left, because they have also only one more game against Boss Baby. Depends on how much they throw, I guess, but if they just try a little bit, that could be difficult.
Yeah, the throw potential could be there, so we'll see what happens there. But any shouts from you, ArchRythmn? Shout out to Methuselah? Am I saying the oldest tree in the world until 2013? Okay. Nearly 5,000 years old. Thank you, ArchRythmn. You teach me stuff every day. Any shouts from you, Dom?
Shoutouts to ArchRythmn, the oldest Brit in the world. And shoutouts to TF2 and Twin Gaming.
Incredible. I'm going to throw some shouts to Copenhagen Games, ladies and gentlemen, happening in early April. If you want to get hold of your tickets, you can now. There is rentals available as well, so pick those up while you can. You want to start booking stuff now if you want to get there without spending too much money. So hopefully see you there, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for watching this evening's production on KRITZcast, and we'll see you all next time.